Hi everyone, thanks so much for listening. I really am honored that you are tuning into my podcast. And on this episode, I wanted to just speak from the heart about the current situation that we are all in with COVID-19, the loss of jobs, people just feeling a little bit depressed and down. And I hope this episode encourages you to finally do whatever it is that you've always wanted to do with your life. I wish you the very best, and I hope you enjoy this episode. Hey everybody, thanks for joining me on this podcast. This is going to be a short one, but I wanted to talk about, the struggles that people are having during this time of COVID-19. And I don't want people to give up. I feel like everyone's just sort of, I don't want to say that, that's bad. Not everyone. But I feel like we're waiting to be rescued. And people are, collecting unemployment, which they have to do, obviously. I'm doing it myself in order to, survive. But at the same time, I think I read the comments that people make, and it feels like they're just kind of waiting for things to happen. And this is a time to plan. This is a time to think about what your old life looked and felt like. And I think it's time to plan for what your new life should look like and feel like. And I put up a post about this because I'm working hard on it myself. And I do that with not like I'm saying, hey, look what I'm doing, or bragging or anything, nothing like that at all. It's like I haven't even really shown a lot of the things that I've been working on, behind the curtain. But it's more about trying to inspire people to do the same thing. I feel like my purpose is to help and to inspire. And so these posts that I put up, I carefully think about, and I don't just grab a quote from someone that I've heard in the past or whatever. I actually sit, and when I write my Instagram posts, they take a lot of time and effort and thought. I usually do them later on in the evening because I reflect on the day and what has occurred. So my routine now is pretty much getting up early every morning, going to the gym. Every day I purposely am getting up and doing the things that I need to do to continue to stay healthy. And then I come back and I work on all of the projects that I have going, one of them being this podcast. I'm trying to make this podcast better. I'm working on reaching out to guests all the time. Really great content for all of you. And at the same time, I'm working on things that I can't talk about right now, but it's super exciting. So when I put up any of the posts that I put up on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, or even a video up on YouTube, I do it out of the want to inspire, because I feel, and I could be completely wrong, but I feel like I've heard from people that I don't know really well, all the way to people that I do know really well, that it's a waiting game, and I'm not sure what everyone is waiting for. I think that this is the time to create the next iteration of your life. And I don't know how to express this more. I feel like it's just something that keeps eating away at me. It drives me every day to know that for me, I even wrote the post tonight on Instagram, this was a gift in disguise for me. It has given me the time off to do all the things that I haven't been able to do. I don't know if I would have ever gotten this podcast launched if it wasn't for the pandemic that hit, because I was so busy running my day-to-day business. And I was able to get that done, and just work more on myself. I get to spend a little bit more time at the gym. The same thing that a lot of you have been doing. You're cooking at home more, you're spending more time with family, you're reading maybe more, you're listening to audiobooks, you're listening to podcasts, whatever it might be. But I feel like this is truly a reset that you need to take advantage of. And I don't want anyone to think that there's going to be someone at the other side of this that's going to be there to rescue you. This is the time where you have to grab the bull by the horns and get it done. Just create a sheet of paper that has pros and cons, and on the top should be the thing that you would do if you could wake up every day and do it, whether it paid you or it didn't pay you. And you just have to go for it. This is it. You don't want this time to be over with and you've done nothing with this time off. Yeah, you've rested, you've tried to stay safe from, catching COVID-19, you've hung out with family, you've maybe read more books, you've maybe hopefully eaten better because you weren't eating out all the time, you're cooking home-cooked meals. But despite all of that, this was the time to use to plan how you are going to spend the remaining years you have on this earth. And that's the way I've looked at it. And again, this has not been pleasant for a lot of people. Loss of their job, loss of income, loss of so many different things, loss of family members. But again, life will keep going on no matter what happens. So you have to look at this and say, this is going to be the time that I use to create this amazing life. So when we come out the other side of this, you are already on the on-ramp to what you've always wished you could do. Just think about waking up every day and saying, wow, I get to do this again. How lucky am I? Instead of waking up and going, oh my God, I have to drive 40 minutes and punch a clock and deal with people that I don't like at work, doing things that I don't like to do. It's just an awful feeling, and I don't think we were ever meant to live this way. I don't know how we got programmed in the wrong direction to just punch a clock or do things we don't want to do just to make money, to make a living. There's just has to be another way. I mean, I know there is. You see people doing it all the time. People that have just created this life, this amazing life that they have come up with, and they believed in themselves wholeheartedly that they followed their dream and they just kept working on it. And it doesn't have to be mainstream. It has to be what makes your heart sing. It's just like whatever your soul wants you to do. So I hope you listen to this. I know I'm sort of pounding this in, but I don't know how else to get through to some people out there that are just hoping they're going to be rescued at the end of all of this, or their crappy job that they hated is going to come back, or whatever the case might be. So I want to inspire you. You're hearing my words. You've subscribed or downloaded the podcast and you're listening to this episode. And what I want this episode to do is inspire you to start to plan to do whatever it is that you've always wanted to do. I think it's that simple. I think it's making a list and saying, if tomorrow I could wake up and I could rub the side of a genie bottle and I got 3 wishes, instead of them being different things, I would make those 3 wishes the 3 ways that you would want to live your life. And then just create a column of pros and cons and figure out, well, if I did this, could I handle this, and this, and what are all the good things? And if I did this, What are all the things that I might have to let go of? But I really believe that we've been brainwashed to think we can't do what we love and we can't live a life of happiness and wake up every day knowing that whatever it is we do, we love and we're happy with, and we have no self-doubt and we have no regrets. So I hope you'll take what I'm saying here and really put forth the effort to use this time that we have while COVID-19 is still around and the pandemic and things are shut down and the world is still pretty much at a halt, to design your new life moving forward. And then really put the work in so that you're already, like I said, on the on-ramp before things go back to whatever they're going to go back to. I really wish everyone could wake up and just feel happy about their life and just be really grateful for what they have. And right now I don't feel that's the case. I personally am really happy with where I am at the moment. I'm working really hard to move my life forward. I have so many amazing things that I want to do, so many plans in the works. I'm super grateful for where I am at the moment, and I just want everyone to get a taste of that, because I think once you realize how easy it is to live a life that you create, you'll look at yourself in the mirror and go, why did it take so long to do this? So my wish for you is that you find the perfect plan for your new life, you execute it, and you realize that you can be happy from this point forward doing exactly what you love each and every day. I wish you all the best. I can't thank you enough for tuning into my podcast. It's definitely an honor for me to be in your ears, and I appreciate you taking the time to listen to the podcast and possibly rating it, sharing it, and if you have the time, to write a review. I hope the content that I'm delivering is something very special to you, and once again, thank you so much for listening.